Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you a very simple Indian vegetable recipe called Tuvar Lilva or shelled pigeon peas. So this is usually comes in kind of a form like this. It is kind of similar to peas but smaller. And then in here these are how they look. So this is a frozen version of it. You generally get this fresh in India, and you can get this in any Indian store. So what I'm going to do is very quick recipe. Here I have my spice box and all the spices, and then in here I blended together one small onion, or you can take half a medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic, a small half to an inch of ginger, and lots of cilantro. So I took about a cup and a half of cilantro and then blended all this together. So that's why this is very simple, because that's all I have and that's all I'm going to use. So my instant pot is sauteing and it's hot. My oil is in here, so I'm going to start with my asafoetida or hing. Add some mustard seeds in, and as you can hear them, they start spluttering. Also going to add some jeera, a little bit of turmeric, and there's only about like a teaspoon to a tablespoon of oil in there. And then I'm going to dump this masala or the mixture that I have blended in my whoops, that stuck in my magic bullet. You can see I try to record these videos very much one-handed. I don't have any fancy equipment, but that's what it is. I just try to show you quick things that I make for my own family, and so there's nothing fancy going on here. So like I said, just dump this mixture in and cook it for 3 to 5 minutes. Just kind of make sure that it's kind of well sauteed. You want the onion to cook. Now you're not going to look for browning of the onion, but this is a cilantro based base, so you just want to make sure that everything cooks over. So let me show you what it looks like in about 3 to 5 minutes. I added a little bit of salt here so the water starts oozing out, and then when you make the paste, you want to make sure that you don't have too much of water going, because it's going to then take longer to, in this kind of phase where it's sauteing and drying out and cooking the mixture. And you can also keep your instant pot at the high mode during saute for doing this, so that the water evaporates faster. So it's been about 3 minutes. As you can see, it's starting to dry out. So at this point I'm going to start putting in some of the spices that I have. You saw I already put some turmeric in. I'm going to start with about 1/4 to half a teaspoon of coriander powder, about the same amount in garam masala, and then a little bit less of chili powder. Again, you can adjust the red chili based on your spice level. You could also add green chilies to this mixture. I have very hot Thai chilies in the fridge, and they make everything very spicy, so if you have little kids, they may not be able to eat it, so that's why I skipped the green chilies, but the red chilies work fine, and so I'm going to add a tad more. And so you now want these masalas to just start cooking over. So give it another minute, and then we are ready to add the peas. So I'm ready to dump in my pigeon peas, and that's all I'm going to do. You can, if you wish, you can rinse them out with water just to kind of get the peas off, but it doesn't matter really, because it's going to pressure cook. Just start mixing it in. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. So I just rinsed out my container over here, and let's start with this much water. It's about 1/4 cup. Add a little bit more salt at this point, maybe half a teaspoon. I'm going to also add half a lemon to this. And then a little bit more water. Mostly you want this recipe to be on the dry side, so don't try to put in too much water. And that's about it. Now I turned off the saute mode and I'm getting ready to do pot in pot. So there goes my handy stand, and since I want this to be almost a complete meal, I'm gonna put in my rice. Now actually this is a rice and quinoa in here. So if you've seen one of my previous videos, I try to do a healthy mix. So I use 50% rice and 50% quinoa. So in here there's actually 3/4 cup rice and 3/4 cup white quinoa, and I added a little bit of salt. And as you can see, when it cooks, it was just gonna mix really well, and you're not really gonna feel like, if you don't really like eating quinoa by itself, then this is really a good option. So just putting it in here so that you can have the pigeon pea vegetable with the rice, or if you have any other lentils, or you can also have the pigeon peas with roti. So I am going to now close this. I've closed this. It is again on sealing position, and all I'm going to do is do a manual 15 minutes, and that's what I'm going to start off with. So here goes manual. Generally I would use rice mode, but because we have the pigeon peas, I want it to take a little bit longer. So I will show you what it looks like after this is done, and I will be back.